Welcome to our Ram ProMaster 1500 2014 van tour. When you first open the door, you see the kitchen. This kitchen is just a pull out. And you open it by pulling the latch down and pulling out. You can actually sit there and use this as a table. That part opens up, it's the kitchen. The artwork was inspired by Pauline. She wanted a pink design to match her interior, the interior of the van. She started out with the paintings, and then as she did the paintings, she put epoxy over them. Then she also went inside to under the sink and decided she wanted that epoxy and painted too. And she wanted a little different design on the refrigerator. A sofa here, and also a small person can lay on it as a bed. Up here we have like a pull-out table. I don't want to move all the pillows though, but there's a pull-out table where you can eat at. There's another painting over the sink. And on top of the counter is the rock collection. Whenever we go somewhere, we like to collect rocks. Shelf, just to have a little bit of storage. The refrigerator is a bodega, and how does it open? I don't remember. Right there. The freezer is a nice size freezer for a small refrigerator. It's a 12 volt. It can be converted into 120 also. Keeps her Berkey water purifier and some candy to snack on. She has 2 fans. She has, I'm not sure the name of that one. He has 2 fans in here.
The Max Air and
Max Air.
another generic.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the other one. Okay, down here is also another pull-out where she keeps the toilet. And this side is the toilet. Under the sink, we just have storage. She has a container for her gray water. Here, they're just more storage. At the bed, we made a curvature design to give the bed a little extra look, bedazzle. The bed is a full size. I believe it's a full size bed. Then on the back of it, we put just some shelves where to store her personal items. And the ceiling's all made of shiplap. In the back, there's a curtain to match the bedspread. When we first started, we put this roof rack on the top. It took a lot of building because we custom made the roof rack. and it was a lot of work. We put a solar panel on the top, plus the little bitty deck-like thing, 300 watts of solar on the roof. Down on the bottom of here is where all the batteries are kept. Batteries, inverter, panel, all that kind of stuff.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience with the van bill?
Well, the experience was not too bad. We had to keep watching YouTube over and over again because nobody had really much experience. So, but it was a nice learning lesson.
Tell me a little bit about amateur experience with the van bill. What was your biggest takeaway?
Well, the biggest takeaway is trying to learn how to do the solar because no experience. And then having to get on top of the roof to cut that hole. Well, it looked pretty scary at first, but once I got up there, it was nothing. As time went on, you got more comfortable with being on the roof. You got more comfortable with building the racks. Like I said, I watched YouTube, so building the sliders seemed to be pretty easy. So we found out okay.
So what is your biggest tip for somebody that's going to do a van bill?
You watch a bunch of YouTube, especially when you don't know what you're doing.
And what about the cost of a van bill?
It can be costly if you don't you need to lay out everything really. And we basically just went by step by step. We didn't have any designs drawn up or anything like that, which it would have probably been better if we had some sort of design or idea or whatever. We just went with the flow. It was a nice experience, but I didn't think I'd want to do it again, but it was a lot of work, especially when you made an error and had to do something over, but that happens when you're doing van builds. You're gonna make mistakes. If we just have a few lights and there's a switch, just a single pole switch right here. That's for the outdoor light though. Okay. That's the light for the interior. And the light for the outdoors right here. We have 300 amp hour batteries and a 3,000 watt inverter. 300 watt solar panel. We are pulling the fan, the lights, the refrigerator, and the lights on the outside.
That's a cute trash can.
Well, she purchased some on Amazon or some on Temu, I'm pretty sure. Temu. Okay, on the outside we installed just a small light so you can see at nighttime. It has a single pole switch to turn it on. Above the door she put a mosquito netting on to block the mosquitoes from getting in. In the back we put a slide out for a garage, and that also pulls out. And this is also more storage. On the door she hung a ladder in case we need to get on the top of the roof to do any kind of maintenance. We also added running boards all around. This is a step-up running board right here to make it easier to get in the back. A shorter one on this side and a longer one on the other side. Like I said, the hardest part was probably the roof rack. It was a lot of work. You know, there's always things you want to add, subtract, or redo different. We've done this one over maybe once or twice. So sometimes you need to live in your van a little bit before you make a final decision. So the very back of the pull-out, there's a toolbox. You just lift up on it and you kind of hide your tools. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this van tour.
Say